Hello and welcome to another episode of Take 5 with Automation World. I'm David Miller, Senior Technical Writer for Automation World. Today, I'd like to go over some predictions that were made by ABB's Robotic Division President Mark Segura about what kind of developments onlookers can expect to see for industrial robotics in the next year or so. Now, again, the bulk of these predictions comes from ABB's Mark Segura, but they do mirror much of what we ourselves have uncovered and written about at Automation World in recent years. So I'll be sharing Mark's predictions, but I'll also be adding a few additional insights of our own. So there are three key trends that Mark emphasizes. Number one is that the growing proliferation of electric vehicles will bring changes to automotive manufacturing, which will be felt in an increased demand for certain types of robots and other automation technologies. To give some more perspective on this, Bloomberg estimates that worldwide EV sales will increase from just 1.1 million in 2017 to 11 million by 2025. And that's for a variety of reasons that we don't really have time to go into here. But what's more important from our standpoint is that it requires new manufacturing facilities and procedures, because the manufacturing process for EVs is very different than that for internal combustion engine vehicles. And they require different components, the most prominent of which, of course, is the electric vehicle battery. Now, automotive manufacturers will want to bring the production of batteries as close as possible to vehicle assembly for a multitude of reasons. And this means that the new facilities will need to be built. And when you build new facilities, rather than relying on the old facilities, you are more likely to buy the latest and greatest tech on the market simply because you can. You can start from scratch, so why not build the best facility possible? And the result of that is that these new facilities are going to be built in a way that's responsive to the type of environment we see today, in which demand is more unpredictable and factories want to adopt more modular and flexible technologies as a result, so that they can use those instead of fixed production models like we would have seen in the past. So that means more mobile robotics and other flexible technologies, some of which we're actually going to talk about later in this video. So this is somewhere where we could see things like autonomous mobile robots and other new automation technologies really blow up. So trend 2, e-commerce will create more demand for flexible robotic technologies. Now this is something we've talked about a great deal before. When it comes to e-commerce, what we're looking at is many different goods increasingly being customized down to single units, being ordered in many different combinations by customers in many different locations. So in order to produce, pack out, and then ship these goods efficiently, you need a lot of flexibility on the part of your machinery, because there's no way really that you can do 20 different changeovers on a single line for 20 different customized products and remain efficient. So the line needs to be able to run multiple products either without changeover, or changeover needs to be incredibly rapid and software rather than hardware driven. And we've covered this in detail, particularly in regard to flexible conveyance systems such as Beckhoff's, XTS, that's Extended Transport System, and B&R Automation's CopoStrack, which I've included some links to more material on below this video. But basically this trend is expected to continue and will continue to affect the types of robots and more generally automation technologies, I should say to clarify, that we'll see deployed moving forward. Okay, so trend 3, final trend for this video. Robot use will expand into new sectors of the economy, and it will require a mass retraining of workers, even in non-industrial professions. So the interesting thing about this is that even though it's a trend that will eventually see robots penetrate healthcare, retail, and food, it still begins with the manufacturing industries, because what's happening is that the need among smaller, less experienced industrial companies for robots is leading to an uptick in very adaptable, intuitive, and collaborative robots, which can be programmed incredibly simply and can work directly alongside humans. So we see this at small machine shops and businesses like that. But once that technology is developed, the price comes down and it becomes easier for other sectors that are maybe also experiencing labor shortages to begin integrating these very safe, adaptable, intelligent, and again, intuitive robots that are easier to work with. So if that were to occur, it would actually be a very large cultural shift because it would involve large portions of society working with robots. And in this scenario, you would really want familiarity with the technology, not just at the college level or the vocational training level, as we've talked about before, but also at the primary and secondary level. So you're talking about this becoming a staple of the entire public education curriculum. So that's significant. And I assume that's why Mark ends on that prediction. It's kind of a good capstone. In any case, that's all I have for you today.